Well, you could go that way.
Will I be on it?
Are we? We're not. You want to just say hello? Okay, okay, okay. You don't have to. Hey, oh boy, just watch what you say. Charlotte and I were just talking about something, and I said, "Hey, Mom, might want to be careful." Oh, but how dare you, Vaughn? Why, Vaughn? Why are you going to miss Sunday's chats? What's up, man? What's up? Oh boy. So I want to show you guys something. This is nuts. Oh boy. Okay, you guys joining me? Vaughn, why are you not going to be here on Sunday? That's the wrong answer. You coming or you going? So check this out. We got E.T. Whitaker, A History of the Theories of the Ether, and Electricity. All right. The History of the Modern Physics, Volume 7. But look at this. Discard. Whoever that right here, this is from the North Carolina State Board of Community Colleges Libraries, Forsyth Technical Community College, Winston-Salem, and their discard. All right. And what is, this is freaking insanity to me. Discard, i.e., throw away. I'm going to share with this story. This is written in what the hell was this written? 1951. So this goes back to 1951 by the Philosophical Library, then 1987 by the American Institute of Physics. Discard. So if they just throw this and they burn it, all that information is gone. I'm sure it's online. Oh, and then here's the second part of this. This is volume 2, the modern theories. So this is the classical theories, which is what we want, the anti-Einsteinian crap, and this is the anti-relativity, and this is the modern theories with Einstein. Anyway, the point, and that says discard too. So there's a guy, man, what the hell is his name? Henry. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna find that guy's name. I can't believe that the books are just throwing them away. Chuck them. Now, thankfully, these ended up at some guys, on Amazon, some third-party seller I was able to find and buy them from them. But it's like, you can't. This is it's so frustrating, man. I got to find this guy. It's Harry. I think it's Hudson. Is it Hudson? Let's see. Hold on a second, because I want to share with you guys. No, what the hell is his name, man? Hold on just a second, because this guy had a great story about same kind of thing. Harry Hubbard. That's what it was. Harry Hubbard. Whew. There we go. Yeah. All right. Sweet. So here's my man Harry Hubbard's channel. Yeah. All right. Let me show you. And here he is from a long time ago. Secret from 1997. He's got a mullet there. Secrets of the Dead Sea Squirrels. Could the Earth be hollow? The Illinois Cave of Mysteries. But I want to show you discovery of Alexander's tomb. But I don't care about L. Ron Hubbard. We're talking here. Anyway, I want to show you this guy's. He had a video on. Carrington event. That's what it was. Carrington event. Harrington. Let's see. Harry Hubbard Carrington event. Yeah, right here. All right. So I was going to do that. All right. So here it is. Harry Hubbard. I'm not going to show it to you, or else I'll get. Anyway, you should watch it. So he was. See all these right here. So Harry's got freaking books on top of books on top of books in his library. Just a great guy, man. This guy kicks out. He's crazy in a great way. Anyway, just fantastic. So he was in this video right here, Harry Hubbard, and he says that Carrington event 1859. And anyway, the whole point was he talks about how he had a friend who was like, I don't know, not a janitor, but he was working at Harvard or MIT or something like that. And it was, I can't remember what it was, but it's definitely not like a but he's a smart guy, but he'd never be allowed to, be in their educational thing. If that, I can't remember what this guy was doing. But anyway, long story short, Harry knew this guy at MIT or Harvard, who somehow connections there, or was working there or something like that. And what they're doing is they're throwing away all their old textbooks. They're throwing them away. And Harry said, "No, go pick them up, man. We don't want all that stuff to be thrown away." And they're like, "Oh, it's all digital now. We know what the hell Google does and all this. It's crazy." Anyway, this is just more books that go into my anti-library, because every time I read a freaking book, I end up with books like this, The History of Pi by Peter Beckham. I end up with Questioning Einstein, which I cannot read, with both Peter, that guy right there, Peter Beckman. Anyway, just books, another old book right here from 1987. Anyway, the point, this one I'm very, very much, I'm not going to just yap here. Well, maybe I will. Very much looking for a promenade along electrodynamics. Talk about Newton, Einstein, Ampere, Lorentz, Weber, and I can't see the other guy's name. Maxwell. All right, Maxwell. Anyways, this will be fun. This guy's Junichiro Fukai. Anyway, so you can see, but obviously there's just reprints, but they might be reprints now. But you got to keep your books, dudes. If you have old textbooks and stuff like that from when you're in college or whatever, you got to keep. I mean, textbooks like I have, I think I have back here. Like my stupid, insurance history. Right here. And I'm not sure you got to keep this. Like risk and fundamentals of insurance. You don't need to keep that. But I guess I just do, just in case. I pretty much. But if you got like old textbooks about physics or history, chemistry, man, philosophy in particular, keep that stuff, dude. I'm telling you, man. And I told Charlotte, I said, "Man, I know you." I said, "Thank goodness your dad was a bookworm, because you'd probably be yelling at me because I got all these books and they just pile up, because it takes me a long time to read a book." So I'm reading my thing on Einstein right now by the lady who was friends with the Einstein family. And I'm just like, every page you read is like, you got to think about it. And then you got to go look, oh, I didn't know that. You look up something, and next thing you know, there's a couple of books and you're like, oh, click, send them to me. And they just pile up. But when Charlotte's mom died, I was able to, so her dad died when she was 16 in 1990, and her mom died in 2006. Anyway, so when her mom died in 2006, we went up to kind of clean out the house up in Dale City. And man, it was just, for me, going up in the attic of this, because this guy was freaking just incredible, brilliant. He spoke Chinese, German, Russian, Latin. I mean, it's amazing, this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy, and I never met him because he died well before I met Charlotte. But anyway, he had all, just his attic was full of books and just all kinds of historical things that, just like, oh man, I'll see if I can. I probably won't be able to find it right now, but like this right here, this is like an old Irish. I can't remember what this is called. Let's see, my wife's right there. Hey, babe, you sitting there? Hey, what's that thing your dad, like this big pound thing, the Irish thing? What's it called? A shillelagh? Okay. Yeah, so he had like this shillelagh, I don't know what that is, but anyway, I'll show you something else he has right here. This is a Bible, and look at that. Pretty cool, huh? And then he's got, I guess, French. This looks like French. I don't even know what that says. Anyway, he just had all kinds of stuff like that, in French and Russian and German. He was big Irish, big Irish guy in terms of his allegiance was towards I'm not gonna say the IRA, but I'll let you guys figure 1 and 1 equals 2. Anyway, so the point being is, these old books, they have value, an inherent value. Keep them. Okay. 1 second. All right, so there we go. All right, big guy. There's a baby. Hi, the baby. Big yawns. Big yawns. Look at that guy. Hi, baby cakes. Oh, baby. So many books to read. I don't get why people don't read books. It's crazy to me. I'm like, man, for me, what just reading is what gets the flow going. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me. And I can't listen to audiobooks. I mean, I can listen to them, but I can't. I don't learn listen to audiobooks. I don't get how people can learn listen to audiobooks because you got to stop it, rewind, and say, "Let me hear that again," because half the time it just goes in and out. Anyway, all right. Yeah. So the interesting thing with the ether is that was replaced because of theory of of relativity. All right, so now it's verboten, whatever that freaking is. Angie here? She knows that German. To say anything about the ether and physics, because if you do, you're sent packing to the to community college as opposed to being an MIT. All right, so but we have people in TL. I'm drawing a blank. Sir Edward Littaker, I can't remember. He had written a lot of stuff on those things, kind of challenging the theories of relativity. And many, many others did too back then. And still many others do to this day. But the people who challenge the theory of relativity, you can't, because we all have to bow down before Einstein. It's interesting, though. I was listening to a guy today, and he was saying, other than Kip, the guy from Caltech, I've just drawn a blank here. The Kip something, Kip Bond. I don't think that's it. Like no one actually really espouses the study of relativity anymore. In terms of like that is my field of study. It's actually quite interesting. Actually, the whole point though is theoretical physics. Like it's just the particles and all that stuff. Like they're photon. Like the sun is shooting these photons out and all that. There, that I don't want to get into it. It's very interesting because you look at the history of all this science, and then it goes into economics, which is what I grew up on, and you see that a certain level of absurdity has taken over that everyone else has to bow down before because it's all math. We can prove X, Y, Z with mathematics, and so you can say I can prove Superman flies with mathematics. We all know Superman doesn't exist, but I have a math equation that proves he can fly. You're like, well, but that doesn't make sense. Oh, I have an equation that proves it. And anyway, the point, this is exactly what happened in economics. Exact same thing. And apparently the same kind of thing happened in physics when Einstein came to fruition. And it's just interesting because my book I'm reading on Einstein is like this all these things came together to get Einstein where he's basically king crap. And it's all by design, man. And my true thing is all by design to separate us from a creator, 100%. And they can't. I mean, so they have to create things, dark matter, dark energy. And they have to create crap to validate the math of Einstein and all these other. It's nuts. And you're sitting there thinking, why do they have to? Why do they have to basically make crap up and have 100 years of study that still can't prove it to this day? It's the same kind of thing with electric vehicles. Actually, electric vehicles aren't new. I mean, we've had electric vehicles for 100 years, and there's a reason they haven't taken off. You know what I'm saying? It's because they don't solve problems. They create more than they solve. Unlike the ICE. I mean, now I'm driving today, and I'm like, seeing more and more trees get knocked down so you can lay out more and more asphalt. And I'm like, maybe it was, I'm not gonna say better, it's a different, but I'm just like, maybe the ICEs, actually hurt us that we can literally drive further than before with just horse and buggy. Like you couldn't, like for instance, I'm from Maine, all right. You couldn't just go from Portland to Augusta, which is the state capital, in a day and come back that same day. The old days you couldn't do that. You had to have a horse and buggy. And maybe that was better in some regard for communities. I don't know. I mean, I challenge that, but the automobile is what allows people to be free from to be mobile nomads. That's just a fact. Anyway, the point being is electric vehicles, they still they're worse than the ICEs, and that's just a fact. And and the ICE internal combustion engine were better than horse and buggies. That's a fact too. But anyway, so I'm watching the roads just expand and asphalt just being poured down over a beautiful, beautiful land. I'm like, maybe progress isn't all it's cracked up to be. I was literally just thinking about that. I was driving because I was like, man, are we really progressing in a way that's healthy for the planet, for the animals, and never mind all the dead animals on the side of the road, which kills me, and then never mind all the dead people, the fat people, the obese people, and stuff. Like we're living a little bit longer, but I don't know. It's just something I was just thinking about as I'm sitting there driving. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, all right, let's keep going. So, did Vaughn ever write back why he can't be here on Sunday? Hey, right there. We're freaking cold here during nighttime. It's 32 degrees. I think it's going to be. I think it's finally getting behind us, though. Did you hear about the guy in an electric vehicle that took 15 hours to drive up a mountain at Colorado or something like that, or Washington? Yeah, so it's it's going to be 40 degrees tonight, but it got down to 32, amigos. Woo, that's cold. Defiance. Oh, there's Fort Defiance, Virginia. There's a Fort Defiance in Western Virginia. I thought, what a great, and there's a Fort Defiance High School. And I'm sure they're the name the Indians. And I'm sure they're no longer the name the Indians. Hey, look at my man CB up in Michigan. I salute you, CB. I don't care what they say. You, sir, all right by me. That's freaking awesome, man. How dare you, CB? How dare you? Don't you know other people aren't retiring? Did you see the comments? I think I did. I think let me just real quick. And I'll see what's on your mind. I'm going to go to my channel here. You see the new IRS rules? My man Kenny sent this to me for Roth sorry about burping. Retirement planning contributions. Freaking fantastic. Great. Yeah, right here. So CB, how dare you? Don't you know that I said this is from a guy, Josh, I'm not sure we did that, Scare Tactics, who only short years ago told viewers he didn't believe in cash or an emergency reserve. It's weird because I always said, send me your trash, because whatever that guy's name is, cash is trash. I'm like, no, I'll take your trash. I don't keep emergency reserve more than a couple months. So you can call it, but for me, that's an emergency reserve. I don't keep one more than a couple months. I invest it because I'm willing to take the risk while I have an income coming in. Fool. This guy right here is a fool. Never once said I don't believe in cash. Never once said that. Stupid, but okay. I did say Ginnie Mae. I'd say for me, I would have the Ginnie Mae over cash 100%. I still believe that, but this year has been a freaking shot across the bow. I never would have thought the Ginnie Mae would be down 15% ever. It's nuts to me. It's incredible. And that's why I did my video saying, man, what I've learned during this bear market. Every bear market is different, friends, and you don't know what you have no clue what's going to hit you. None. It's amazing to me. Denise actually emailed me earlier today with a great point, and I don't know I think I still have the email. And she said, oh, by the way, I'm going to live stream with Chris Barfield on the 4th of November. Chris Barfield is going to jump on a Thursday afternoon live stream. So I can't find Denise's email. Hold on just a second. I'm very much looking for that. I'm looking forward to Chris Barfield jumping on the live stream. So if you guys, all right, here's what Denise said right here. All right. She said, hands down, our best move was to retire the mortgage even sooner than our already accelerated rate of pay down. The number one rule is always protect the nest first. That is like, man. And as the economy sputters, we've secured the largest physical asset against any eventuality. I wouldn't say any, but that is fantastic. Always protect the nest first. And so Fool Magoo here says, I absolutely, my pain. I mean, I absolutely believe in some cash. I don't have much because I know that I'm willing to take the risk 100%. I'm doing that on my own accord. And I'm okay with that. And I would say, and I still do to this day, I still say Ginnie Mae is the way to go. So if I had my 4 years of buckets, that for the barbell, that would be in Ginnie Mae, about a year in cash to 3 years in Ginnie Mae. I got no problem with that. It's amazing how far down it's been, but that's okay. Sucks. Now we learn. I'm not going to change anything because Ginnie Mae is still, in my opinion, the safest bet there is. It's still government bonds. Anyway, too bad I didn't have the foresight to make my recommendations in this video a year ago. I didn't make any recommendations to anybody except saying what I'm doing. But the barbell is still the way to go. Absolutely. I've been making the mistakes of a rookie. Then this guy, Charlie Hargrave, says, all hat, no cattle. Love when he told everyone to quit their crappy old job and go on ACA and live on their investments. That crappy old job with health insurance will look good now. Because, okay, oh man, that makes me laugh. That makes me laugh kind of like this lady right here. It looks like she's got some tan, trying to cover up that white skin, because if you're too white nowadays, they're going to yell at you. So obviously she's doing like, what's that chick, Olivia Grande or something like that. Like, what's up with this? Everyone faking. It's weird. She comes down with the COVID a month after a booster. Woo! And I just said, just think how much worse it would have been if she wasn't, you know what. Anyway, so let's I just, oh man. Whoever's on here, quit your crappy old job today and go on Obamacare. Do it now. Oh, I love it. All right, let's keep going. The only problem about the weather coming back is the bugs are going to come back too. That's the one thing that stinks. Because I'm so sweet and tasty, those mosquitoes, they eat me to death. All right. Oops, hold on just a second. Finished pulling to last of the dock out of our lake cottage yesterday. Of course, all right, man. Dude, is this a real question? Do I still like Wellington since it's gotten smoked this year? Of course. Gosh, man. Do you literally think I'd say no, Patrick? Huh? Because it's gotten smoked, I don't like Wellington? Name me one thing that hasn't gotten smoked. Are you literally asking this question, brother? You sound like an Irish man. Come on. You gotta think, of course the Wellington Fund kicks ass take names. Because something is down that's equity oriented, would I not like it? Come on, man. Jeez, Louise and blue cheese. Does anyone expect to invest and have no losses? I mean, this is what this market is. I cannot believe how many people ask me questions like this. Did you actually expect to invest, and not just towards this guy, and never see losses on your statement? I mean, I literally don't know what else to say to people, because I've been saying it for 5 years now. The markets go up, the markets go down. A bear market happens every 4.5 years. I've been saying that since day one on this channel. It stuns me at that question right there. The Wellington Fund is down, what, 20%, something like that. Well, holy crap. Stunned. It was down 2 or 8% in 2008. I can't remember. In 2008, it was down a little bit more than it is now. Okay. From 1 October 2007 to 9 March 2009, Wellington Fund, this is not dividends reinvested, or is it? I can't remember. Was down 37%, amigos. The Wellington Fund was down 37% October 2007 to March 9th of 2009. Wellesley was down 22% that same time frame. If anyone on this channel is investing thinking there will never be losses, you need to get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. This is not the channel for you. I don't want you here because I don't want you hearing things I did not say, like the other clowns I just talked about. I'm not saying Patrick's a clown. This level of absurdity drives me up the wall. You still like Wellington even though it's been getting smoked? Are you I literally I don't understand why anyone would even ask that question unless they're either new or they just invested ignorantly. Remember, ignorant doesn't mean dumb. Ignorant means they don't know. That's all it means. They haven't been educated. And I don't mean educated like the education system at schools. I mean educated like either through experience or hearing the other side of the story. My goodness, people. If you think you're investing and there's no such thing as a bear market, I don't know what the hell you think it is. I don't. In some ways, I think this maybe a lot of these guys are like Dave Ramsey acolytes, where they think 12%, and Dave Ramsey will run these numbers. I don't know if he still does. I don't listen to him anymore. I don't listen to hardly any financial guys anymore. They bore me. But Dave Ramsey, well, I do like my man Dustin Tibbetts over at Jazz Wealth. He's pretty much it, though. Tax stuff, I'll listen to some tax stuff. Every now and again, some estate planning stuff. Usually, yeah, but not much. I don't have the time or patience, frankly. But anyway, what was I saying? The point being is, Dave Ramsey is, I think, with his 10 to 12% a year ideas where you can take 7% out each year, and basically he didn't say this. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but I remember like it was yesterday, right when this lady called in, she had $1 million and I can't remember how much she needed. He said you can take 7% a year out, and leave the rest to grow, get the capital appreciate. And I was like, wow, I couldn't believe it. And that was the only time he said stuff like that. And so the only thing I could possibly think is that people hear that. And Dave's not stupid. I mean, he knows better, in my opinion, to forewarn people that just because the market's average 12% doesn't mean you're going to get it on every year. It doesn't mean you're going to get it. And we have no idea. I mean, I use 6.5% for stocks, and that's gross of inflation. So Dave Ramsey can't. But with that said, when he said that in the video, he was explicit. He could take 7% a year out. He said $70,000 a year. And some people would say, "Oh, I didn't say you could adjust for inflation." Yeah, he kind of did. I challenged that whole thing where you need to adjust for inflation anyway. But the idea was that would kind of solidify into people that, oh, I can take this money out without ever touching my principal, and it's simply not true. And the reason you need to touch your principles because we have bear markets. They happen all the time. I mean, all the time they happen. In fact, I always go back to the JP Morgan chart from the top to bottom. The average in a year is 14% from top to bottom. So in any given year, your portfolio will drop 14% in any given year. And that's not even including bear market like we had in 2000, like we're having now. That's just even in 2000 and I forgot what it was, but there's a year the markets are actually up. 2009, but there's another year too. The markets are actually up. We had a significant top to bottom decline. And anyway, just stop people with the idea that we're not going to have bear markets. You're going to wake up one day and your portfolios be worth less than it is the day before, guaranteed. And you're going to sit there and say, you're going to read the headlines. You're going to say, oh my goodness, now it's Putin. And then it's Z. You hear, Z in China. You're gonna hear now it's inflation. They're gonna kill all the livestock. Sniffy Joe doesn't know his head from the hole in the ground. I mean, all this stuff. And at the end of the day, I say, okay, what are you gonna do? Well, I'm gonna go over to Costco. I'm gonna buy some stuff. Okay. I'm gonna go over to Walmart. I'm gonna buy some stuff. I'm gonna go to Publix. I'm gonna go down to freaking Harbor Tools. I just whatever Harbor Freight. I'm buying some. I mean, all these things are corporations that sell you a product. They employ people. They have products made or they make them themselves, and they do that for a profit, so they can pay their people, hopefully pay a dividend, or hopefully pay shareholders with future earnings. This is what happens in a corporatist, because it's not capitalist, but a corporatist environment that we live in. These corporations. I mean, even during the Great Depression, amigos. All right. So the stock market was way down. It's down 88% top to bottom. All right. But that doesn't take into account the mass deflation we had. So during the 1930s, massive deflation. So from top to bottom, everybody got smoked. But I mean, again, you survived 2001 and 2, 2007, 8, and 9. I'm just going back to big events. The fastest, most violent was in 2020, the first quarter. And now we're in 9 months of a pretty significant, scary bear market. And we're at the biggest drop in bonds ever. Does people not recognize the level of absurdity in the bond market? It's the worst bear market ever. If you are if you're bloodied a little bit, but you're still standing, not even a standing 8 count, you're still standing, like, all right, you, give yourself some flipping credit. We are in the worst bear market for bonds ever. You got to let that sink in. Ever. Nothing's even come remotely close. And yet we're all still standing. I can't stand Elton John. Oh, such an evil, evil guy. But we'll just sing Elton John. I'm still standing. Anyway, we're still standing. And the interesting thing is, not only are the bonds in the worst bear market ever, but stocks are also in a bear market. Pretty run the mill bear market as we sit here today, but still bear market. There has been no place to hide. None. And you're surviving. It's amazing to me. That's why you have the freaking barbell. Now, in this case, for me, if I was retired and I had 3 years in Ginnie Mae, I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But most of you don't. Most of you have good cash, CDs, some kind of, I don't know, certificates of share at the savings accounts at the credit union. But even if you had Ginnie Mae, you still always have to have some cash. This idea that I was against cash is stupid. I still keep enough cash. I always keep enough cash to pay 3 months of the mortgage, kind of like going back to what Denise said. Protect your nest egg. I look at everything as my ability to pay my mortgage. Everything I look is, can I pay the mortgage? I always keep enough cash for 3 months of mortgage. I also have an equity line of credit, credit cards. So I have other accessible assets, or liquidity, should I say, I could tap into without having to sell my Ginnie Mae at a 15% decline. But if I had to, I would sell it at a 15% decline because, what are you going to do? You need money. All right, it sucks. Well, that's the worst case scenario, which it is. And you're still standing. You're doing okay. Has anyone jumped off a cliff yet? No. Forewarned is I can't remember. Foreknowledge. I don't know. There's a saying like, be forewarned, and that's knowledge. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, now that doesn't mean we can't go down another 15% for Ginnie Mae. Look, anything could happen. Anything could happen. I absolutely don't expect that to happen. And my man JW, whatever that kind of name is, said, I'll have the other guy. I'll be happy to admit I was wrong with that. If I say here today, there's no way I think Ginnie Mae is going down 15% more. No way. I absolutely could be wrong. What I'm saying. I don't have any hesitation to admit I could be wrong. I can't see it. That's nuts to me. Literally nuts to me. But it could. And if it does, and I say I don't think so, I'll be willing to say, that guy, JW, you're correct. I'm wrong. I'm a loser. I'm just a rookie. But anyway, man, how could you sit here today and be less optimistic than you were 9 months ago? In my opinion, the damage is happening and happened. The likelihood is going to get 10 times worse. I don't think so. I just don't. It's not because Republicans are taking over the Congress. No. The only thing that good that would be, because Lindsey Graham isn't. Come on, man. Mitch McConnell. These guys don't care about the country. They don't care about Republican. They care about Republican Inc. Remember, the DNC and the RNC are private corporations. That's all. They're private businesses. It's complete nuts, man. But either way, Lindsey Graham, Mitch McConnell, John Thune, all these, they don't care about you or me. They don't care about the country. They care about Republican Inc. Just we have more people on the Republican side who do care about the country than the Democrats do. That's why I'm still Republican, because there's still better people in the Republican Party than the Democratic Party en masse. But, the leaders, Kevin McCarthy's 4-point plan I was like, oh, wow, that's great, dude. Come on. Here's Kevin McCarthy's 4-point plan to fix America. We are going to send a team to go pick up poop out in the streets. Number one. Number two, we're going to come to your homes and give your dogs a bath. I mean, it's just so freaking stupid. It's like, okay, wow, Kevin McCarthy. You're really setting the world on fire there. Kevin McCarthy's playing the prevent defense, so let's not fumble the ball. Mitch McConnell, on the other hand, he's I don't know what he's doing, but he's deliberately seems to me to be sinking some Republican chances by, like he's funding Lisa Murkowski. Why would a Republican fund Lisa Murkowski? It doesn't make any sense. He's not funding a guy, Dan Bolduc in Arizona, New Hampshire, not funding Blake Masters in Arizona to put money in Lisa Murkowski's coffers. Freaking nuts, dude. So Mitch McConnell, kiss my big fat behind, you freaking clown. Now, again, is he better than Schumer? Yeah, because if it wasn't for Mitch McConnell, we wouldn't have the Supreme Court that we have now. So to that, forever grateful. But I think his time has passed to be the leader of the Republican Party. And I hope the Republican Party doesn't nominate John Thune, which is next in line, it looks like. I mean, we still have a lot of, like, Roy Blunt's going away. The guy in Mississippi is gone, I think, if memory serves. Yeah, now he was replaced by somewhat of a clown, but she's less clownish than him. I can't remember Alabama. They got the new guy in there, the Auburn coach. Shelby, he's still in there. I think the nomination went to some lady who's like Shelby Light. Anyway, the point being is these guys aren't going to save you. But at least, hey, they did approve Supreme Court people and judges who are kicking ass and taking names. That's just a fact. I mean, Mitch McConnell's playing the safe way. I don't want to be held accountable, so I'm going to put on the judges. That's what Republicans have always done, thus the ACA. Because they never want to take it on the chin and say, we're going to fight for the free market healthcare. They never did that. They put it on John Roberts, and John Roberts, because they have stuff on him. Just look at John Roberts' adoption. I'll just put that out there for you. John Roberts' adoption. Pretty sneaky, sis. Pretty sneaky with old Johnny R, JR there. They got stuff on old Big John. And as such, Big John will play when they need him to play. Thankfully, we have even Amy Coney Barrett ain't all that in a bag of chips like we thought she was, but she's still better than Ruth Bader Ginsburg, for heaven's sake. Anyway, point being is, John Roberts he's like freaking Kennedy and Anthony Kennedy, who was put in because of Bork, because Bork got bounced or Bork got borked. Long story short is John Roberts. Remember, don't forget, Bush was going to put Harriet Myers in there, my friends. Harriet Myers. No Harriet Myers. You know what I'm saying? So the point being is, don't rely on the Republican Party to save you or save your investments or anything like that. The facts, what saves your investments are the good old fashioned business. I need a product. These guys have it. I'm willing to pay more for the product than what they paid when they built it. Cost of goods sold, COGS, cost of goods sold. What is the cost of goods sold? Is 80 cents. They're going to sell it to me for $1. There'll be a 20-cent profit margin. Of that profit margin, hopefully $5 of that goes into dividends. The rest is reinvested to make the stock price higher, hopefully, because of future earnings. I mean, so as long as that continues to happen, and it will, you have to be more optimistic now than you were just 9 months ago, my friends. I mean, I look around, I'm like freaking fired up. We got all these young kids coming up who are freaking kicking ass and taking names. Yes, there's some clowns. There's clowns in every generation. The baby boomers had lots of clowns. My generation has clowns. There's all kinds of clowns. But there's a lot of young guys coming up, man. Young guys and gals who are going to kick ass and take names. And it's freaking, I know people are like freaking down the dumps. Like, I'm like, what? When things are down 25%, that means that's 25% less pricey than when it was before. So when all these other people say, oh, the market's going to crash. Well, voila, we're there. We've lost a quarter of our capital in stocks and more of our capital in bonds than we ever have, ever. How could you not sit there and say, hey, I've survived. I'm going to be okay. And I know because the next question will be, well, what if it goes down more? I get it. What if it goes down more? The likelihood of a continued bear market when you're already down 25%, never mind on bonds, is now much unlikely or less likely than it was 9 months ago. I know it's counterintuitive. The market's down, thus it's scary. No, the market's down, thus it's good. It's less likely to go down more than to go up, especially on the bonds. It's crazy to me. I sat there and said, dudes, Sniffy Joe is an idiot. Everybody knows this. Yeah, they'll fair and clean win some elections they shouldn't have. Yes, I get it. It sucks. But everybody knows this guy's a freaking moron. A maroon, I mean. Kamala, I mean, she's probably the most. It's gonna be tough, but she might be the dumbest politician literally in the history of mankind. It's gonna be tough because we had a lot of dumb politicians. But she might be everyone knows this. No one likes Kamala. You know what I'm saying? Now, the stupid idiot from California, that's a big concern. I just read someplace that his wife was sleeping around was cheating on old Governor Gruesome with somebody. Who was that? Now I've drawn a blank who that was. But I was like, dude, these guys are freaking disgusting. And he knew it. He knew it. I was like, if my wife came home and said, I was sleeping around with a freaking Sniffy Joe down the street, I'd be like, huh? Crazy. These guys are just disgusting cretins. Anyway, I shouldn't say cretins because that is for Crete Island. Did you know Cretan is an insult to the great people who live in the island of Crete in Greece? I did not know that until I read a book on that the other day, a couple months ago. I was like, wow, or a couple years ago, a year ago. Anyway, all right. So the point being is, yes, there are some problems coming down, but a lot of people are also awake now to various things that are not up to no good, if you know what I'm saying. A lot of people, now that the CDC's putting that in the CDC recommended schedule for children, a lot of people are gonna have to freaking, crap or get off the pot, man. They can't just go along and say, oh, the school's for my friend. No. It's weird. Kemp hasn't said anything on this yet. I don't know why. Brian Kemp, dude, you should have been on this like white on rice. You could easily get more black votes, Kemp, by saying we're not going to mandate this in the schools in Georgia because blacks are afraid of vaccines, as rightly they should be, with what happened to blacks before. But anyway, an easy win right there. But Kemp hasn't said a thing as of 2 days ago. Another governor, I think it was Abbott, didn't say a thing either. It's like, why are you guys not saying something? Yeah, because they read the press and they still think people are enamored with this, and it's good to see they're not. I actually listened to a lady today. Couldn't believe it. She got this, had a blood clot after she got this in her foot, and literally was saying it would. She's on YouTube, and she was debunking a guy I follow, and she was literally saying it would have been worse if she hadn't got this. And she goes, she trusts the science. I said, there are people. I just emailed the guy up today from Maine. I said, look, at the end of the day, 80% of people just don't want to think for themselves. And I don't think it's just in America. I think it's the way it's been throughout humanity. But 20% of people will. And actually, I think the pendulum is going to shift a little bit more. Maybe 20 to 25% will start thinking for themselves because of the blindingly obvious insanity that's happening in the last 2 years. And now we're going to feed Ukraine another $50 billion. Like that's just not going to, like, even Kevin McCarthy of all people is like, yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Of course, idiot McConnell, the turtle's like, no, we're still going to feed Ukraine. No one's got to wonder what Elaine Chao and Mitch McConnell got going on in Ukraine. Elaine Chao is his wife. You got to wonder what they got going on, what they got in Ukraine. That's going to be found out if Ukraine falls, because it's just very, very odd that we're feeding all this money to Ukraine while we have people here that are suffering and their electricity bills are going through the roof. It's just very odd to me. It's like stupid politically. I don't know how you politically would say, I'm going to feed more money to Ukraine while our own people are suffering. It's weird to me, but be that as it may, Mitch McConnell saying that. So again, the point being is, but a lot of people are seeing it, not enough. It'll never be the majority. Don't take a majority, dudes. Doesn't. Just remember during the the Revolutionary War, supposedly, I don't even believe any of this anymore, really. I mean, I don't not believe it. I at this stage, all history is suspect for me. Let's just put it that way. But anyway, so the idea during the Revolutionary War, a third were the Tories, a third were the revolutionaries, and a third were just, they didn't care. They were, they basically, they didn't have any say in the matter. of that, a third revolutionaries, 3% or something like that actually fought. And so it doesn't take much to change win. And I'm not saying revolution, you don't want that. I'm just saying it doesn't change much to move the needle in your direction. And I just think at some point, the whole reason they did the January 6th setup, which it obviously was to try to encourage, to scare people that how don't you ever protest, don't you ever protest. And in some ways, I think that's probably not a bad idea, but because you don't know. But in other ways, I think what it's doing is actually saying, okay, we're going to do it other ways, and our voices are going to be heard. Here they're yelling down AOC. We'll see if it stays. I mean, the Tea Party didn't stay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll see if there's staying power. But anyway, the point being is, I think there's enough rabble rousers who are saying, no, we're not going to put up with this, who are going to cause enough discomfort for politicians that there might be change. And it doesn't take a huge amount of people. It just doesn't. It's interesting. We'll see. Anyway, so I'm freaking optimistic, dudes. I hope you guys have been too. Oh yeah, dude. I'm freaking. Nah, I'm staying, dude. I'm totally Vaughn. I'm totally staying Wellington. I think the bond market. I mean, I was thinking about going to Wellesley because the bond market has so much upside. I can't do it. I can't be a bond guy. I can't. It's not in my blood. I can't be more bonds and stocks. I just can't do it, dudes. Can't do it. I actually think the shorter term upside in Wellesley is much bigger than Wellington, but I can't do it. I like stocks that pay dividends. Hello, Tina. Oh my goodness, Brian. I can't. Oh, you. If I hear one more thing about how Herschel Walker is violent, I'm like, why are they picking on this black guy? I thought you weren't supposed to say black guys are violent, but apparently here in Georgia, it's okay to say it. A black guy's violent if he's a Republican. I always thought we weren't, like Willie Horton. We couldn't say that about Willie Horton. You know what I'm saying? Because he was black and he was violent, and Michael Dukakis let him out of jail, and he went and raped a lady in Maryland. But to say that would make you a racist. But I guess we could call Herschel Walker violent. And the interesting is, finally, Herschel Walker had a great ad to rebut that. It took too long, but it was a great ad. He said, yeah, I did some stupid things when I was young. I had mental health issues. I wrote a book on it. I found God, and I've been saved by grace. I've asked for forgiveness. God forgiven me, and I'm moved on. It was a perfect ad. It was just exactly what you should have said. He said, yeah, I screwed up. And then they have these ads with Raphael Warnock with his wife. And it's funny. It's just last year too, and she's crying because basically he went after her. I think he tried to run her over or something like that. And how come? See, I guarantee if you use those ads against Raphael Warnock, they'll say you're racist. But if you use the ads against Herschel Walker, you're going to say you're not. It's just the whole thing's so silly, dude. It is so dumb. All right. Yeah. There you go. Nothing wrong with that. No, see, you got to do what you enjoy. I mean, that's the thing, Michael. So we're just going back to what he's talking about. So when I started this video, I was talking about these books I got that say discard on them. And I said, make sure you get your books. And Michael had asked a question. I said, I got to read, man. Reading for me is where I learn. I can't learn visually. I mean, I can learn gardening and, basic plumbing and stuff like that visually. But when it comes to philosophical stuff and theoretical stuff, I need to read so I can actually put the book down and think and kind of write out some notes and stuff like that, and then look up some other things. And Michael says, for him, it takes time, and I can't make the decision to spend the time. I'd rather use my time elsewhere, like we're in this stuff. 100%, dude. I mean, I look at all these books. I'm like, when I get done with the book, I'm like, all right, what next? And I guard it very tightly. So I'm like, if I read a book that sucks, that's a twofer. I wasted time on that horrible book, and that means I did not have that time to use on another book that could have been beneficial. So, yeah, I don't know why you would not stick with Wellington. I don't. Oh, okay. Hey, Jeremy's here. Okay, start the party. I don't know, and I hope Vaughn's not saying this because I know Vaughn, but it's unfathomable to me that people would be thinking of getting out of Wellington or any of your investments now. Unless you really think, I mean, if you can't sleep at night, man, that's one thing. if you literally think this is the time it all falls to crap, then Wellington, Wellesley, it won't even matter. I mean, it's just some basic common sense here. Is this the time that it goes kaput? I mean, look, you can read 1,000 articles online on Zero Hedge, on Breitbart, all these things that say it's all coming to hell. I get it. They've been, not just those guys, they've been saying this for, I just go get a newspapers.com subscription and type in retirement crisis. Just type in invest. Go look at the old business section of the New York Times or something like that. It's always been like this. Always. The markets are too pricey. The PE is too high. The too much trade deficits are too big. The debt is too big. The deficit, not just trade deficits, the deficits as a whole is too big. There's too much debt. Look, at some point that is going to be true, 100%. At some point the empire will fall. And we are an empire in the United States. As much as I hate to say that, 100%. We're sending freaking 101st Airborne to be deployed to Romania, I think. The first time in 80 years they've been in Eastern Europe. That is an empire. This is not good. We shouldn't be doing this. You know what I'm saying? On top of bombing ISIS, on sending, the whole thing's insane, man. We don't, who the hell do we think we are? You know what I'm saying? It's nuts. It's nuts. And empires fall, probably every 300 to 400 years. I think we got another 100 years left before. And when I say fall, Rome is still out there. You know what I'm saying? Italy's still there. Turkey's still there. You know what I'm saying? The Ottoman Empire. I mean, friggin' these people are still there. They're not ruling the world. I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing, man. Do you really want to? I mean, Europe is UK. I mean, UK isn't what it was 100 years ago. It's still there. They're kind of still ruling the world with their, elites that run things in other countries. But anyway, the point being is, at the end of the day, I don't know why anyone would sit there and say today, I think my fund that I own is not good for me anymore. I'm going to get out. And I say, why do you think that? Because the answer, of course, will be inevitably it's down. I'm going to say, did you not expect it to go down? I don't understand. And if they said it went down more than I expected, I said, really? Wellington, for instance, it was down 37%. All right, from 2007 to 2009. Did you expect it to go down more than that? Because it's only down 22% right now. Well, I want to make sure I get out before it goes down more. That's the issue right there. And so this is all, because there's no right or wrong answer here. I want to make sure I get out before it goes down more. I'm not going to argue against people doing that. I get this email probably twice a day, if not more, and then I see the comments. If you think it's going to go down, get out. Look, I'm not here to I don't make any money arguing with people on this because it's their money. They got to do what they got to do. That's foolish to me. That's okay. I could be a fool too. I mean, you might be right. If you're right, I'll look like a fool and I'll have a whole lot less money. And you look like a king and you'll have a whole lot more money. I'm willing to take that risk because I'm optimistic about the future. Having kids and investing is being optimistic. You cannot invest or have children if you're pessimistic. So I have 4 kids. My wife doesn't work. I'm inherently optimistic. And I'm a self-employed person, inherently. All right. I invest all my money in the equities in the Wellington. Inherently, I'm optimistic. There's a million reasons this Sunday. I sit there, I say, man, I should sell. I think about it all the time. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to sell and friggin' dump it into cash. I can't do it. The value of dividend paying stocks, in my opinion, just freaking it's not debatable to me if the upside is better than protecting the downside. And the answer is unequivocally yes. So if you are going to get out, my friends, amigos, that means my friends in Spanish, for those of you who did not know that I'm bilingual. All right. Let's get ready to say a cuss word in Spanish, the only one I know. I'm not going to say it because I'll probably get banned on YouTube. And like a friend of this guy used to, in my bar, Jose, my drinking buddy, he was from Guatemala, and we'd get drunk together, me and Jose and all the boys. It's just funny, and it's a long time ago, back in my drinking days, many moons ago. Anyway, so the question is, all right, so you're going to get out? You're going to ever get back in? And the answer is, well, I got to see how things shake out. I want to wait until things stable off. I said, what does that mean? mean, look, if you have a plan to do that when they stable off, what does that mean? Now, if you say if so, remember, if you get out, you're going to have to. If you get out, I said so you're going to stay out of the market. No, I'm going to get back in. When things level off, when things straighten out, when things. So say, what does that mean exactly? And I don't care. You got to do what you got to do. I literally don't care. What does it mean for things to level off, to straighten out until things get situated? It means the market either goes down more because you see, yes, I when it goes down 25% more, I'll jump back in. Okay. All right. What if it doesn't? What if it goes up 25% more? I'll wait for it to go down another 25% so I can jump back in. See how absurd that is? So I'm going to say, okay, I expect the market to go down. All right. So if the market then goes up and you're now out, what do you do? What do you do? You're handcuffed. All right. Well, I'll have to worry about that then. Yeah. Okay. But if the market goes down another 25%, we're talking 50% declines now, my friends, which has never happened in history. But let's just say 50%. You're going to sit there and say, that's not true. I guess not in 1 year. It has never happened in 1 year. It has happened over the course of a couple years. 57% 2007 to 2009. The worst market we've ever had. If you factor in inflation, I'm not even sure the Great Depression was it. I think it might be 2007, 8, and 9. When you factor in inflation, 73 and 74 would not be it, even with inflation. I'm still, I'd probably go with the Great Depression. That was down 88%. Even if you factor in a 25% deflation, that's still what, a 63% decline. All right, we'll just go back to the modern era, 2007, 8, 9. All right, so you're sitting there and say, okay, so if it goes down another 25%, so we're down 50% total, are you really going to get back in then? I mean, do you not remember how many people in March of 2009, Obama just got elected, were spending money like drunken sailors? Do you not remember how scared? I do, because I was talking to people all the time. I was too. And the idea, I mean, I'm sure some of you guys got back in there, and freaking, you guys kick ass, take names. The question is, when did you get out? And I bet you didn't get out in October of 2007. Anyway, point being is, you're down 50%. Are you really confident that now's the time to get back in? Really? I bet you're not. I bet you're not. And I'm not talking Vaughn here. I'm talking anybody. So then you're saying, okay, and that's what your strategy is. I'm not going to argue against it. I've just been around the block a couple times here, and I just kind of chuckle at this. So okay, because I know what happens. People get out, and they say, "Oh, I can't get in now." Why? Because the market's up. Okay, and then keeps going up. I'm my man Eric from Wisconsin here. The Packers fan who lost again today. Said he got out in 2000, I can't remember, 8, 9, something like that, and didn't get back in. I'm not even sure he's back in now. Crazy. You just don't know. That's okay. All right. Okay, gotcha. Right on, Vaughn. All right, cool. Inflation is killing you. Yeah, I'm more in person too, man. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. How would I start investing I put it all in VTI. That's me, JJ Max. Don't put this on me saying you should do that. I put every single penny of investments all into VTI and be done with it. VTI or bust, baby. That's a Vanguard Total Stock Index. $100 a month, $200 a month, whatever you got, dude. Boom, 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 boom. VTI, VTI, VTI. How dare you make this a political show, Tim? How dare you? Look at Tim saying vote Republican. How dare he? How dare he? I'm very offended by your MAGA. Your MAGA. I bet you got your jack boots and your freaking little mustache on, don't you, Tim? Tina says average price. The average electric price of the car is. I read this article right now that they're. I think I got it up here. Check this out. If you're not following the Manhattan Contrarian, you, my friends, are wrong. Wait, hold on second. Yeah, this right here. Friggin'. Oops. I'm gonna do another video on this because this I've always said. Oops, what happened? Okay, so there we go. Blink. They can't make enough. They can't make green energy using only green energy. Who's been saying that for 5 years on this very channel? How many 300-watt solar panel, what's called photovoltaic, how many 300-watt PV panels does it take to make just one 300-watt PV panel? How many? From start to finish. No one knows because it's basically an infinite amount. Literally, from start to finish. You got no internal combustion engines. You got no fossil fuels. You can have all the solar panels you want. How many will it take for those solar panels to provide you enough energy for which you need to go and mine and develop and ship product, all that stuff, where you can make just one solar panel? How many? Don't forget, you gotta go to smelt. Do you not know how how steel is made? Huh? How much heat does it take alone? And the answer is, when he says to people like, well, yeah, we don't need that right now because we can use fossil fuels to get enough solar panels. So I just want to know how many solar panels will it take to make one solar panel? I just want to know. You can still use fossil fuels to get all the solar panels you could possibly need. Just give me a number. Essentially, how much energy does it take? It's kind of like the I pencil essay from Leonard Reed, I pencil. All the intricacies that go into every single product that you have, to include this little simple pencil. And the idiots of the command and control economy who think they can tell how to do this. Lenin, Stalin, Hitler, Mao, Biden, none of these guys can figure out how to do a pencil, a simple pencil. None of them. The best physicists in the world, we'll even use Stephen Hawking. Tesla, he couldn't figure out how to do a simple pencil. Tesla, no, couldn't do it. Anyway, so the point being is, no one knows how many solar panels it take to make one because it's such an impossibility. And here's my man saying, not being a dope, you realized a long time ago that it was going to take a lot of energy to manufacture the components of the future green utopia. Wind turbines, solar panels, electric cars, and so forth. There's a lot of steel that goes into this, other metals, silica involved, that all need to be melted at a high temperature to get formed into the devices. And you got to mine all that stuff as well, too. How are they going to achieve that at a reasonable cost? Just using the wind and sun as an energy source. The answer is they can't. Up to now, the main strategy has been buy most of the devices from China, where they're made largely using energy from, no, not coal, out of sight, out of mind. But both Europe and the U.S. have made an effort to at least get some of the game into making these things. Europe finds itself leading the acceleration into the green energy wall with the intentional suppression of fossil fuel production, and now the substantial cutoff of Russian gas, causing sharp prices in both gas and electricity. Without any low-price fossil fuels for making the green energy insanity, what is the current situation? Here's some excerpts from this article. Research from Rystad Energy reveals that 35 gigawatts of solar manufacturing and more than 2,000 gigawatt hours of battery cell manufacturing capacity. Remember, capacity does not mean generation. Nameplate capacity doesn't mean generation. And if we use a 20% efficiency rate, when we see 30 gigawatts, you're probably going to get 20% of that. Just keep that in mind. Everyone wants to sell. We got 30 gigawatts of solar. You don't have 30 gigawatts of, it's actually gigawatt hours. You don't have that in capacity. You're not going to get 30. It's just as silly. So they're going to get 2,000 gigawatt hours of battery cell manufacturing capacity, and the EU could be mothballed unless prices return to normal. The energy-intensive nature of these manufacturing processes leading some operators to temporarily close or abandon production facilities. Who might have guessed that making solar panels and big grid-scale batteries might be energy-intensive? This is specifically as to battery manufacturing, your EVs. Battery cell manufacturing, crucial in the EI and battery storage supply chain, is even more energy intensive than solar manufacturing, which have to melt steel. And Europe is a major player. The EU currently boasts about 550 gigawatt hours of capacity, representing 27% of global operational capacity. Wow. Whoa, that's a lot. No, it's tiny, tiny. Announced projects under development are set to boost the total significantly, increasing capacity to 2.7 terawatt hours capacity, positioning the EU as a leader. However, those are now at risk as the car manufacturing battery storage sectors could struggle to source European-made batteries as a result. High power prices are not only pose a significant threat to European decarbonization, but could also result in increased reliance on overseas manufacturing. Good time. Looks like it takes a lot of carbon to achieve decarbonation. And right here, electric car owners, whether charging their cars at home or through contracts with charging operators, have seen prices rise by 10%. Further price rises are expected, owing to the fact that the price of electricity is linked to that of gas. What? Allego, one of Germany's largest charging station operators, raised its price at the start of this month from 43 cents a kilowatt hour to 47 cents, 10%. Express charging via continuous current has risen from 65 to 70 cents a kilowatt hour, while the fastest so-called ultra charging has gone up to 75 cents a kilowatt hour, amigos. If electric cars become more expensive to use, a surge in electricity mobility is in danger of collapsing. And then we have the story of British Volt, the UK's first gigafactory, supposedly on the road to making big batteries to back up the renewable energy future. They have substantial backing from the government because, I thought this was self-sustainable. But apparently that's not enough. With European energy prices spiking, investors are headed for the exits. The Times of London reports they're now running out of money and need a fusion of some £200 million to avoid going bust. The company building Britain's first gigafactory is in emergency talks with investors, including a major car maker, amid fears it can run out of money for the end of the year. And I hope it does. The green stuff is evil, and it needs to go the way of communism, which obviously has a cost. British Volt, a government-backed developer of battery cell technology, is reporting holding talks with 7 potential investors after recent market turmoil led to prospective battery backers pulling out. I'm willing to place a bet right now it'll never be possible to build all the green energy devices using only green energy. And I said, for years, I've asked greenies, how many 300-watt PV panels would it take to make just one 300-watt PV panel? Always crickets, always and forever will be. Because this is straight up stupid. Because people don't know their head from the hole in the ground. They just like the promises, like communism. I think Thatcher, someone said, maybe it's Reagan, someone said, socialism is judged on its promises. Capitalism is judged on its results, like green energy. Green energy is judged on its promises. Fossil fuels are judged on its results. I was listening to Alex Epstein today talk about, everyone wants to talk about the bad things that fossil fuels do. When's people going to talk about the good things they do? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like green energy. Everyone will talk about the good things that green energy promises, so they never deliver. When are people going to talk about the bad things they do? Exactly. The same kind of thing with the quote I said. Capitalism is judged by its results. Socialism is judged by its promises. Democratic Party judged by the promise. The Republican Party judged by the results. All right. I like William Cooper, Behold the Pale Horse. Yeah. I don't know who Anna von Reitz is. How many Aggies does it take to eat an armadillo? 3. 1 to eat it, 2 to watch your cars. Take the email armadillo 3. 1 to 2 to watch your cars. Damaged electric. Yeah, right now be videotape caught on fire. It's spontaneous combustion, Marie. They just sit there and they go kind of like the Big Bang, just spontaneously combust and go boom. There's nothing. Now here we are. I was talking to a guy the other yesterday. He's like, and I don't know this to be true, but I bet there's some semblance of truth in it. He's saying, the Catholic Church is the people who pushed the Big Bang first. I said, oh, sure, I believe that, because I have this book called "Inventing the Flat Earth" by Jeffrey Burton Russell, where he talks about how they try to pigeonhole the Catholics to be flat earthers when they weren't actually. And I don't know that to be true. It was an interesting book, but he said, the Catholics are the people who pushed the Big Bang to begin with, the Jesuits and stuff. And I said, okay, I don't know. I don't know it to be true. Either way, the Big Bang is stupid. The idea that there is nothing, and then go boom, here we are from a primordial soup. Life was created out of nothing. That's amazing. Life was just sitting there. Someone actually said, what did they say? As this a couple years ago, that like fruit flies are proof of life being created out of nothing. I said, what? And their experiment was they had a contained rotten apple or something like that. I can't remember what it was. And out of that contained rotten apple in a jar, a fruit fly or something like that came. They said that's spontaneous life. And I said, what? Some people actually believe this. I can't remember what the experiment was. I was just like, oh, we got so much. Look, and the sad thing is, like I said, the vast majority of people, they don't want to know. They'd rather be ignorant and on the side of the cool kids that be knowledgeable and have to punch up. They just don't want to know. Spontaneous combustion, just sitting there mind its own. Then kaboom! Here we are. It's great. Wait, Vaughn. All right, Vaughn. You all see what what Vaughn is saying here. So I'm going to put this on. I'm going to come down. What is Vaughn saying? This is absolutely unacceptable. Vaughn, how flippin' dare you? How dare you say this? Hey, I got no-go super sticker. Whoa, what the hell was that? I don't need that on here, dude. I don't want to appreciate your super sticker, but I'd rather not have I don't need that. Let's get that off there. Come on, man. Let's not sexualize stuff. I don't know who no-go is. There's absolutely no reason to have a chick with her, hot chick on my channel. We don't need that. I like hot chicks. I'm married to the hottest, but we don't need to promote that stuff here. Oh, you're such a survive life 2K. What's the word? I'm such a prude. Yeah, I am 100%. I need to be more prudish, actually. Anyway, so Vaughn said, "I can't believe." Hey, come here, baby cakes. Oh, there he is. All right here. How dare you, Vaughn? But I appreciate the super chat thing. $5. How dare Vaughn say this? What's wrong with Vaughn saying stock market is like a box of chocolates? Anyone want to guess what that says? Yeah, right on, Mike. Appreciate it. Hot is subjective, I suppose. Yeah, I just look, man. That's one thing. I got no look, man. Look, nothing like a hot chick. The over sexualization of society is a problem, especially for many men, if that makes sense. And there's a lot of just whatever. It's all good. All right. So Vaughn, what stock market is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. What is wrong with that? What is wrong with stock market is like a box of chocolates? So let's go back to Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. All right. So Forrest Gump, did he say life is like a box of chocolates? Right on, Mike. I get you. I'm not gonna bring you up again with the picture of if that's your wife. Freaking good for you. I'm just not gonna bring you up again with that picture on there because I'm approved. I'm okay with that. I just like I said. All right, but I'm done with that. So remember, Exactly. Forrest Gump did not say life is like a box of chocolates. He said life was like a box of chocolates. Mike, you're married. No, you can't be, dude. You're married and you got a picture of some other chick as your avatar? What? You can't be married, right? He didn't say that's pretty good though, Vern. No, dude. If you can't have a picture of another chick on your avatar if you're married. No. Oh. Yep. So remember, if you actually look up Forrest Gump, and he did not say life is like a box of chocolates. He said life was like. That's called the Mandela effect, my friends. You all know he said life is like a box of chocolates. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Look up video now. I'm just telling you, go online, look at your old DVDs or whatever. It says life was like a box of chocolates. It's insane. Insane. Isn't that crazy? We all know he said life is like a box of chocolates. We all know Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood said, it's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. This neighbor, and now he says this neighborhood. Now we all know Mr. Rogers, whatever he says now, that's not what he said. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in the neighborhood. Now he says, it's a wonderful day in this neighborhood. It's a wonderful day in this neighborhood. We all know he didn't say that, but he did. And according to this current thing, it's Mandela effect. It's crazy. Look up Mandela effect. They'll say you're crazy. No, you're not, dudes. You're not. I'm telling you, it's nuts. All right. Oh. So the Aggie. The Aggie wasn't smart enough to get the armadillo off the roof. Oh, that's classic, man. Bo Diddley coming in hard with a good one. That is classic. That is classic, man. So basically, it takes three Aggies, Texas A&M Aggies, I assume Bo was talking about here, to eat an armadillo. One to eat it on the road, the other two don't want. Oh, that's funny. I'm glad you told me that, man. Yeah. All right. Classic. All right. Bo did the way. All right. Do you have no mortgage? Oh, now Denise is trying to rub it in. Friggin' Denise. Do you have no mortgage like me? Just a little mortgage or have ways to go? Yeah, Mike, absolutely, brother. You can 100%. Am I in the penalty box? Brent, what percent of the Nationals kilowatt hours used by? Oh, good question, man. Good question. Especially sending the 187 or the 101st to Romania. How many kilowatt hours? How much CO2 do we spill into the air by sending the 101st to Romania, Sniffy Joe, and AOC? They're not. There's no flights with a battery. In fact, I was just reading another thing. I don't think I have it up here about battery planes. It's so stupid. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So Sniffy Joe. So if you sent a battalion or a brigade, I don't know what you sent to Romania to get ready to fight the Ruskies. How much CO2 did you spew with your C5s and your C-130s? The whole thing is just so stupid. How dare you, Tim? I'm not worried about the nuclear waste. You ever heard this guy Galen Windsor? Yeah, no mean tweets. Thank goodness. So happy to have no mean tweets because just think if I had cheap electricity and mean tweets, that's bad. You ever heard this guy Galen Windsor? Is crazy. And I haven't watched his video, but apparently he's got a thing where he's like eating uranium or something like that. Yeah. Oh, look at that, man. Pablo's no mortgage. Yep. Whatever said. Oh yeah, no, I got that. I'm just saying I didn't know if you're implying I'm back into it. I was like, I don't know, but yeah. Look at my man Steve right here. He owes $14K in a $250,000 home. Must be nice, Steve. Wish I had no mortgage. My man Matt says he doesn't have a mortgage, but he also doesn't own a home. Must be nice. No, they go to public school. Yeah, dude. If they try to mandate that jab, there's no way in hell you should be sending them to school. No way in hell, dude. There's no way. What state you live in, brother? Because there's no freaking way. Yeah, Texas Aggies. Oh man. How do you say in German? What was that? Now I'm forgetting what I was saying. Verboten. Isn't that how you say, Angie? Verboten. Yeah, no way. If they're going to mandate, I think this is actually the I don't know, the kiss of death. That's right. Not the. Yeah, I 100%, man. If Ohio, oh yeah, nah, they're not going to. Well, I don't know. DeWine, I mean, he's still governor. He's a clown. Hate that guy. No, I don't hate him. I heavily dislike that clown. Pop was for free food and housing, medical. Oh man, yeah. There's Denise Robinette. Yeah, right on. Hey, Denise Robinette. Yeah, new Surgeon General kicks ass, dude. Got my issues about DeSantis still, but I mean, when I say issues, he's still miles ahead of anyone else. Don't get me wrong. I don't know. I don't like the fact that Paul Ryan, Jeb Bush, all the clowns have already come out for him. I know what they're doing. They're trying to get street cred, so when DeSantis wins, they'll be part of the administration. And but I don't like that. Yeah, DeWine, he sucks. Yeah, I don't know. So my contention, Bruce, is this going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back for people to finally say, I'm not going to put my kids in public school if this thing is mandated? I don't know. I think there'll be more. I think deliberately, so the blue states are going to do this. I literally think deliberately the blue states are in a world of hurt and they want less teachers. They want less kids in schools and less teachers. They don't have the money. I really truly believe that. And I mean, if you look at the New York State budget, it's been a couple of years since I did this, but their second largest line item is Medicaid. The first by far is education. And Medicaid comes close, but it's not that close. By far and away is education. Anyway, the long story short is, they got all these pensions they're obligated to. A lot of these pensioners are not living in New York State anymore. You know what I'm saying? They moved down here and whatnot. And I don't think they want these kids in school because they can't afford it. And I think if they say, well, if this gets more people to be responsible for their own homeschooling, and by the way, 529 plans are now you can use your 529s for private schools and other things too. That's not going to be a big deal, I grant you. But the facts are there might, we got some, if we get school vouchers more, I mean, that's a big Republican thing, school vouchers. You know what I'm saying? Say, no, we're going to look at what it costs to send your kid to Fulton County schools, $12,000 per head. We're going to give you $12,000. Send your kid wherever you want. I think this could be the thing that breaks the camel's back for the public schools, because it says at the end of the day, if you're going to mandate this, and remember, blacks don't want this. They don't want this. And they're the biggest supporters of the Democratic Party. And if you say it doesn't take many blacks to flee the Democratic Party to turn the elections on for the Republicans for as far as the eye can see. It doesn't take that many. And if the blacks say, I'm going to vote my feet with school choice, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't take many to say, if we got 20% of the black vote because we offer vouchers. Now we'll lose some squishy suburbanites. I get you, because squishy suburbanites who are, they're pro-choice and they're all big about the 57 flavors, but they're kind of for low taxes and they're moderately capitalist. And they kind of like the idea of having guns for protection, but, they don't want to be associated with us rednecks, white trash. They're scared crapless of poor blacks going to their school districts. I know that for a fact. So if you see school vouchers, you'd probably pick up some black votes, but you might lose some, squishy Republicans down in Dunwoody and Sandy Springs and stuff like that. That makes sense. I could see that. That'd still be a good trade-off because what are they going to do? They're going to go for the Democrats are so nuts. Anyway, the point, I mean, right now they're running ads like, I'll never vote for Herschel Walker and I'm a Republican. I said, oh God, the same. Every single campaign, the Democrats, I'm a Republican, but I'll never vote for Mitt Romney. He's a Nazi. It's like rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's like so boring, so boring. And they got this guy, I was like, and I try to catch his name so I could look him up. And he had a pretty common name. So I can't look. It's like, none of these guys are Republicans. They always say that. I'm a Republican. Rush Limbaugh used to call it seminar voters, where they say, I used to vote for the Republicans until John McCain. Silly. Yeah, right, exactly. They came out of the woodwork via mail-in ballots. Yeah, if you get 100%, man, hey, there you go. What? Look at Mike. His wife's smoking hot compared to Mike. Why would you not put a picture of your wife on your avatar, brother? What? How'd you get her? It's kind of like me and my wife. I don't know how I got Charlotte, but dude, damn, brother. What? Man, I can see why Mike would not want to put her up there because he doesn't want people saying, Mike Preston, I'm going to look you up so I can freaking harass your wife. Damn, exactly. Damn. Anyway, so yeah, they're going to mandate it. And that all that's going to do is make people say they're going to have to step up and yeah, and Mike, just going back to your question on annuities, if you want to throw it on here, yeah, that's fine. Send me an email. Verboten. How do you say it? Verboten, I think. I can't remember what I was talking about that. Oh, there you go. Right on. It's America. I know if only, yeah, right on. Yeah, my wife doesn't like to be on the camera either. So I'm not made up. Dude, 85% are just dudes. Any chick to a dude looks good. And then, of course, my wife's naturally beautiful, so she didn't have to be made. I'm like, babes, wait. Like, man, yeah. I said, don't you know? If you just came on here and showed a little bit of skin, I'd have 1 million subscribers. Like some of these homesteaders they got their wives on there with freaking thongs on and stuff. I was like, what the hell is that? Because I follow some homestead channels, so YouTube automatically says, if you like this, you like that. I said, if they get a picture of a thumbnail, I don't want anything to do with it. Trust me. I don't want anything to do with that crap. I hate that crap. For years, I've been saying, and I know some of you guys have kids that probably you all played volleyball. Why the hell do the girls got to wear their volleyball shorts so like that? Why the hell? And now you can see butt cheeks and stuff. That's nothing but sexualization. I don't care what anybody says. There's no reason in hell girl volleyball players got to wear their volleyball shorts like that. You all know that. I know that. And I remember probably 10 to 15 years ago, I said, why? Because the men don't do that. And the men have stuff that's bouncing around, if you know what I'm saying. There's absolutely no reason women need to wear their shorts like that other than sexualization. It's freaking sad, dudes. And I'm like sitting there thinking all these strong women. I'm like, then, I don't want, I don't find basketball uniforms attractive, but you're playing a sport. You're not trying to get people to look like, oh, look at that chick. You know what I'm saying? How you know I'm not wearing one now, man? All right, 12%. I don't get 12%. I don't get 12% at one point. But I don't understand what you're saying, man. See you, Denise. I guess I was made Denise really upset when I was talking about it. When I was talking about thongs. Should she take 25K out of her 48 to put to her? Oh. Wait, how old are you? I don't get it. The dollar already is the world currency, man. Wait. Now people are saying the dollar crashing and worthless to being the world currency. I can't keep up. Can't keep up. Wait, how I don't get it, man. So you're going to take 25 out of her 48K to put to our annuity. fixed index annuity with Nationwide. You don't look that old, and then you say you got 1.2 million, or you want 1.2 million. Yeah, right, exactly. Look at this guy. What you doing, Pablo? Pablo, what are you doing? Sleepy McGee? Hi, baby. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, I love him. I don't get the 12%. I'm not sure what it is. 12% what? 12% a year. I don't get it. I don't get what you're saying. You're So you're 44. Nah, don't be. Oh, dude, like, I can't tell people what to do here, but I assume your wife is probably younger than you. Your wife's probably like 20. You probably met her at the bar. Yeah, it must be nice. Anyway, I want now, dude. Why would you do a fixed index annuity with you're only 44? I don't know. I mean, look, man. At the end of the day, you're hell, dude. You're 8 years younger than me. I don't have any annuities. Just believe. I mean, look. I'm not going to tell you what to do. However, if you think that the equity market, the ownership of the best companies the world has ever seen. I'm not saying they're run by great people. I'm just saying at the end of the day, these are the best companies in the S&P 500 that has ever inhabited this world. And many of them are very profitable. Many of them pay a dividend, and many of them will continue to do so. And they employ a hell of a lot of people who have a paycheck where they can buy other products from other companies that keep the whole thing going. If you believe that these companies, which you frequent every day, guarantee, you know what I'm saying? If you believe these companies will be here 20 years from now, I just load up on VTI, the total stock index. I don't know any other solution. A fixed index annuity. No. Why you got to protect against the downside? You don't need to protect against the downside. I mean, look, I get it. Downside's painful, but you're 44. You're not taking this money out for 20 years, brother. Oh, jeez Louise. I would go full throttle hell's bells and let the chips fall where they may. And I think this is where my faith lay, that if the 20 years from now that they'll be very profitable relative to where you were today. 100% could be wrong. I don't think so. Don't forget, insurance companies who do the fixed index annuities are also on this side of the equation too. They're also buying investments so they can guarantee that they pay you back. That's just a fact. And so it's not like insurance companies are immune from this. They don't have some magic investment that they can invest in. Yeah, no way this guy should be doing a T-bill ladder. I mean, dude, I mean, 44 years old, nah, niet, as we say in German. Niet, no, Russian, excuse me, because I'm a Putin stooge, apparently. Niet. Yeah, look, I think T-bill ladders are great for liquid money that's kind of short term of the barbell for soon or recently retirees or even retirees, but not for a Mike here. Global dollar. We'll see. Oh, so Tim's got to go now too. Wah. Tim didn't like when I told him to keep his politics off my channel. Paul with his stash in the bed. Oh my goodness, let's go. Paul. He's right. Oh, look at that baby. Oh, I love him. Oh man. Angie, he deserved it. You got to admit. Mike, yeah, I was like, dude, I get it. You want to show off your wife. And it's like, no, I'm his wife. I was like, okay, that's kind of weird. And then he shows his wife, like, jeez, man. Your wife is hotter than that stupid chick he had on there. It's like, come on. So he deserved, you got to admit, he walked into that, Angie. Come on. Oh, my goodness. Well, it's not doing great because everything's getting knocked around. Yeah, dude. I mean, nothing's going up, Mike. I mean, you certainly don't want to take it out. Look, I'm just saying for me, I can't say Mike and his better half should do X, Y, Z, but I'm like, dude, just I mean, again, going back to when we started this conversation, not with you, but on the very beginning of this YouTube channel video, I was like, man, getting out now doesn't make any sense to me. You're already down 25% and 15% on bonds, which has never happened before. And if you're with Fidelity, they're just freaking buy the total stock. Look, man, I'm just literally saying for the broad audience, and I can't tell anyone what to do. Buy the total stock market index fund and just leave it alone. And then you know what you do at night? You know what you do? Or not at night, during when things get dicey, you just look out the window. You just look out the window. Our power went off, so I got to redo my my things for our Halloween lights. I got those timers. I got to redo them because the power went off. But anyway, just look out the window. I say, hey, just look out the window. Oh, am I boring you, Finnegan? And he's like, Rrr. Yeah, 100%. Well, they are. The BRICS are totally trying to make a new world currency to remove themselves from the dollar. 100%. But I mean, first of all, you got Russia, not a huge economy. China is a big economy. There's no two ways around that. But China is very reliant on us, very, very reliant on the United States. Brazil, all right. India is big, so that's the big one. There is going to be India for sure. Brazil, we'll see who wins the election for presidency. If the Bolsonaro, whatever his name is, wins re-election, that's good for us, the freedom people. If Lula wins, yeah. Actually, at this stage, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know. I used to think socialists bad, conservatives good. And then I see AMLO in Mexico. He was much better than Vicente Fox would ever been. And then the guy before AMLO, I forgot his name off the top of my head. He wasn't from the PRI. Maybe he was the PAN. Hey, whatever. It's the version of the Republican Party had run Mexico for a couple cycles, and they sucked. Vicente Fox can kiss my big fat behind. And AMLO seems to be doing all right. At the end of the day, though, all of them fell. All of them, except the guy in Haiti, the guy in Tanzania, and another guy in Africa. But they all fell and then Sweden. That's it. They all fell for the mandates. All of them. All of them did. Bolsonaro, freaking Orban, probably Putin. They all fell for it. They all kissed my big fat behind. What? It makes no sense that the whole flipping world fell for it. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, then the Haiti guy got killed somehow. The Tanzania guy got killed somehow. They went after Sweden hard, but even Sweden, though, I mean, even though they didn't fall for all that crap, they're still, they're still pushing hard on this. It wasn't like they said, hey, do what you want. You see what I'm saying? They all fell for the. I'm not, and when I say mandates, I'm also talking about that. I hope you all know what I mean when I say that, because I got to be careful. They all pushed it hard. That's not a coincidence or a happenstance. There's certainly the science was very suspect from point A to point Z. It's just amazing to me. They all. I don't know who's out there telling these guys. I mean, it's crazy. I don't understand it. Anyway, the point being is. So the BRICS are going to try this, secondary currency to compete the U.S. dollar. Good luck. Russia. The economy isn't good. It's only good relative to us. There just isn't enough. They don't have enough power economically. And China's, I got to plug my thing in. I don't think China is all that in a bag of chips. You take away the United States, the purchasing power of the U.S. I mean, what China got? You see that video of the old premier who preceded Xi being walked out of the freaking cabinet meetings? Crazy, man. Like, they came up to him, they said, hey, you got to come with us. And he's like, what? I don't want to go with this. Crazy, dude. I haven't seen it. Who did that? Who did that documentary? 100%, man. Okay, so there's 100% Karsten. FZ Rocks. There you go. My man James, I think it's James, says FZ Rocks. It looks like that's the Fidelity version of the total stock index of Fidelity. Good stuff. Yeah, at least Brad says he throttled back prior to 2020, and he guessed right. But see, Brad's saying he guessed. That's kudos to you, sir, because a lot of people said, "Oh, I saw the numbers. I saw the CAPE ratio, or I saw this, and I saw the 200-day moving average." And I say, I had a guy on here. What did he say? He said I was timing the market because I was telling people to take gains off the table. And he said you shouldn't time the market. And I said, but you're the guy who follows the Dorsey Wright, if memory serves, the Dorsey Wright out of Richmond. They do the technical analysis. I said, you're the guy who follows the 200-day moving averages. That is crazy. All right, so my man Ray says, why does China need to sell goods to America? Why can't they just, because they need dollars to purchase raw materials? So here's what happens is basically, this is what everyone says, China's going to sell all of our bonds. It doesn't matter. They don't own that many relative to the amount of debt we have. Anyway, the point being is, so what happens is they buy our bonds, right? They buy them. And with that, what do? We take the cash they use to buy our bonds and we buy their stuff. And that's how it works. I mean, it's just perpetual motion of a perpetual machine of motion where China says, hey, we got your money. We're going to buy your bonds. And so we sell them our bonds. We take their cash. We use that cash. That's our cash to begin with, $1, to buy the goods that China makes for cheap. And now that the dollar bill is so much stronger, the Chinese exports are cheaper for us. So it makes us even more prone to buy their goods. And it's just this perpetual motion machine. It's crazy. And if China doesn't sell it to us, who's going to buy their products? They can't. They don't have it. Do you not know what I'm not this guy, but the median income per household, per capita income in China is like nothing. It's crazy. There's no one there. I mean, there's a couple of rich people. I mean, absolutely. They always talk about the wealth inequality in the United States. Well, hell's bells, ladies, because it's the idiots on the left and the Democratic Party, the squad. The inequality in China is through any commie country is through the roof. I mean, don't forget, I think it was Khrushchev. I think it's Khrushchev. He said he showed his mom his dacha. For the Russians, the dacha is like their vacation home in the down the southeastern part of Russia. I forgot what it's called. He said he's showing his mom his house, his dacha. His mom says, "Whoa, Khrushchev, whatever his name is, Nikita. What are you going to do when the party finds out?" Because Nikita was the head of the party. Because she's like, you're the head of the party. You're not supposed to be living like this. All the Chinese commies live like that. All the, Hugo Chavez, he had $2 billion, Fidel Castro, all these guys, man. I mean, it's all the same. I mean, never mind Biden, Obama. It's all the same thing. Mitch McConnell, Elaine Chao. It's just all these guys. Trent Lott. You always use him because I was driving down Mississippi one time. They had the Trent Lott building of, freaking petting your dog. I was like, these guys are so scumbags. It's just, they sold their soul for the devil, man. I mean, it's all satanic. At the end of the day, they sold their soul for the devil for fame and fortune, and they're going to pay for it. I don't know how, but they're, if you sell your soul to the devil, you're going to pay. There's no other way around that. And yep, there's Pablo. Yeah, well, there you go. So my man, first one shot says we have a little further to go, but we'll eventually go way higher than now. So that's what I'm saying. So that's why I said if people are thinking I can get out and get back in. So if you're like this guy, say we're going to eventually go a lot higher than now, then why get out to begin with? Why not just stay in? That's what I don't get. Dacha is like a shed in most cases, very basic. Oh, that's interesting, but not in the commies. That was like their resort home, like the dacha. Interesting. Well, we had. Wasn't it Friday? Weren't we big up on Friday? That didn't make any sense either. I think didn't we have big ups on Friday? I just want to say I appreciate y'all being here. I mean, the fact that you guys are taking your night to watch this guy, crazy to me. Yeah, dude, the freaking S&P 500 is up 2.37% on Friday. dude, does not. All right. Oh, Tim now saying nights. Gotta go nights. I'm goofing you, Tim. Just take my retirement planning course, dude. It's $250, a completely guaranteed 30-day money back guarantee. Just go on my website, Heritage Wealth Planning. It says retirement planning course. I need to advertise that more. It's a couple years old, but all the information is still relevant. I love that course. I made money on that course. That's why I'm going to do another one on Roth. But I just a great. And if you don't like, I'm not going to be mad if you don't like it. But it's perfect. Well, I'm not saying it's perfect. It's good because it shows how to plan the real things you need to plan for. So my retirement planning course, Heritage Wealth Planning, it says retirement planning course up there on the headline banner or whatever. Click on it. It's freaking 30 days for free. If you don't like it, just you do a refund thing. And I don't do it, but it'll give you the money back. It's great. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Right there. Yeah, but not Khrushchev. He wanted to get a small plots of land by the government so they could grow potatoes and vegetables. Yeah, look at my man James. Yeah, we got all these people. No, I'm not. Hey, no, I'm just glad you admitted to you guess. Brad, I'm not bashing it. I think it's great. I mean, I don't think it's great, but I think at least you admit you guessed, as opposed to some of these guys. They think they have all that. I'm so smart. I got a PhD in statistics. I'm like, dude. Thanks, Mom. Even Andrew says great course. And Andrew's last name's Roth, so he's running in money because they named the Roth IRA after him. All right, my friends, it's what time is it here? 9:47. I think I can get out of here. Appreciate y'all being here. Oh, Pablo. Hey, thanks. Oh, look at this guy. He thinks I'm a smart dude. Yeah, you don't know some of my conspiracy theories. Just wait. If I say I don't think we landed on the moon, postal digger right there. Yep. Russian farmers get no profit. It's funny too, because look, I guess real quick. Right? I'm gonna show you guys. I hope I have the books down here. Because I just cracks up to me when people say I support Ukraine, the Russians over the Ukrainians. I just don't want war, and I don't want us being involved in it, and I don't support the Ukrainians or the Russians or anything. These books down here. I can't tell you how many books I've read on the Ukraine hunger, the Holodomor, and how for the longest time I hated the commies, and I still hate the commies. Don't get me wrong. But I've come to the conclusion that there's nothing I can do about it. And as such, we should not be sending our people over there to fight someone else's war. And especially when we have our own problems financially here. We shouldn't be doing that. And yet we are. But people are like, oh, you support Putin. I was like, no. So here's one right here. I've shared this with you before. Man, where are my books? Oh, this must be upstairs. Damn. Coming Out of the Ice, An Unexpected Life by Victor Herman. We used to have a guy on here named Victor Herman. I don't know. He doesn't come here anymore, but anyway, so this is right here. It's an American who got sucked in. His dad got sucked into working at a Ford plant in the Soviet Union, and bad things happened. Let's just put it that way. During when Stalin came, real bad things. I don't have my books down here. Damn, man. I was hoping I would. Execution by Hunger by Didiot is what it's called. I just can't find it. That sucks, dude. So I would. Nope. Execution by Hunger. That's one of another one. I've read, obviously the Gulag Archipelago by Solzhenitsyn. Yeah, I'm not gonna find it. Oh well, that sucks. Anyway, so the Gulag Archipelago is great. This is, it's a couple books if memory serves. Execution by Hunger is great. It's an easy book to read. There's a number of them. I've always been interested in the commies. Like, how do the commies? What happened there? At this stage, I'm not even sure I believe half this crap anymore. So let's just put it this way. There's no one there actually counting bodies. There's no one there actually we don't know anything, man. I don't know. And the facts that the Russian people still seem to be, what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're not anti-commie the way you think. It's weird, man. It's like, I don't know. So I'll never figure it out. So I'm just like, all right, well, let's not go to war against these people because they can do it themselves. I.e., let's bring all of our troops home from everywhere. Japan, Germany. Germany can kiss my big fat behind. Angie's going to be mad when I say that. And then some guy commented. Actually, I'm going to show you. This is I literally could not believe this. I mean, I can, but I'll get out of here because I know you guys got bigger and better things to do. Bigger and better bombs. I could not believe this guy commented this. So here we go. Warmongers rejoice. The 101st is practicing for war with Russia just miles from the Ukraine's border. That's fantastic. And then this guy said, if Russia takes it to mainland USA, guess who's going to act surprises, as in, what have we done to deserve this? I mean, this is... I said, right? Because what's happening in Eastern Europe is definitely the same as the Russians invading the U.S. I can't fathom the idiocy in that. It's nuts to me. And yet this guy, probably he's looking for his fix. Uh-oh, did you find it? Did you get your meth? He has teeth like a meth head, by the way. His teeth are all jacked up. Did you get it? Oh, look at that big guy. I love him. Look at baby cakes right there. Oh, night, gorgeouses. Night. All right, guys. God bless. We'll see you on Tuesday at noon. And Bond's not going to be here, so we'll make fun of him all day long. Thanks, guys. See you.